He thought my login was a key to brilliance. What he didn't know was that I'd already changed the locks. Tomorrow, in front of our biggest client, he'll stand tall in a $3,000 suit, flashing a CEO's son's smile, presenting what he believes is genius strategy. And I'll be in the front row, leather folder in hand, watching his world implode under the weight of his own arrogance. My name is Emma Clark, 34 years old, senior data strategist at one of New York's largest consulting firms. 7 years in this building have branded me reliable. That's the polite word. The real one? Invisible. I've built models that pulled millions into this company, but my reviews always echo the same line. Emma needs to work on her executive presence. Corporate code for, she does the work, but we can't picture her leading. I've seen my insights repackaged under managers' names. I've fixed midnight disasters no one else could solve, only to watch someone else accept applause for the save. That's what invisibility is. It means you can see everything. That's how I saw him, Liam Foster, 28, fresh out of business school, draped in expensive tailoring, expensive watch, expensive confidence. His only true qualification? Being the CEO's son. And in a firm like ours, that outweighed a PhD or a decade of sweat. When he arrived, it wasn't through HR. It was a Monday morning announcement. My son will be taking a leadership role in our most critical accounts. He represents the future of the company. The future. That word burned, because it meant his spotlight and my shadow. Our biggest client this year was Crestmont Industries, a $50 million engagement, the kind of project that defines careers, the kind of client you cannot lose. Naturally, Liam was handed the reins. From day one, he was a hurricane. Emma, send me the churn analysis. Emma, I need revenue projections by noon. No, please. No, thank you. And when my reports reached the top, my name vanished. His replaced it. I bit my tongue. I'd played that game before, but then he walked into my office at 5 p.m. one Thursday and crossed a line. Need your login to the Crestmont folder? He said. Not asked. Said. I told him, those are my working files, Liam. They're not ready. He waved me off, already leaving. Just need some visuals for a deck. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing. His cologne lingered while my patience didn't. 7 years of being overlooked crashed down on me. They said I wasn't leadership material, but this was? A man who couldn't explain a single formula, stealing the spotlight with my work? Something shifted. Not rage, that burns too hot. This was colder, sharper. Calculation. I opened a new folder. Crestmont Final EC. Subtle initials. Easy to ignore. Inside, I built a different kind of deliverable. Not lies, too easy to spot. Instead, models that looked flawless at a glance, but collapsed under scrutiny. A retention model with inverted formulas, revenue projections based on outdated exchange rates, segmentation strategies pulled from demographics Crestmont hadn't touched in a decade. Beautiful to the eye, fatal in reality. The real versions I tucked away in a secure folder, documented, time-stamped. When his email came, send me your credentials ASAP. I replied, here you go. Files you need are in Final EC. The trap was set. The boast over. The next 2 weeks, I watched him strut through internal meetings, presenting my poisoned files as his own brilliance, every chart, every number stolen. Retention rates far lower than expected, he declared once, standing tall, meaning Crestmont must urgently re-engage premium clients. A perfect sentence. Except it was wrong. Across the table, Sarah from Analytics frowned. I thought retention had been improving, not dropping. Liam smiled his mirror-practiced smile. Sometimes data forces us to challenge our assumptions. Nods, all around. No one pushed. Not yet. Each boast bound him tighter to the lies. Each cheer made the coming silence heavier. And my script kept logging his thefts, date, time, IP. He was unknowingly writing his own confession with every click. He bragged in the break room to juniors, This project's a breeze. My models will blow Crestmont away. I poured coffee and kept quiet. Inside, I was ice. Because I knew one thing. Crestmont's CFO, Margaret Hale, was no fool. I'd watched her dismantle a competitor's projection in under 2 minutes. Calm, polite, merciless. All I had to do was wait. The boardroom Monday, 9 a.m. The Crestmont boardroom glowed with skyline light. Executives filed in. Margaret, with her sharp eyes. CEO James Donovan, composed, steady. My own CEO, Marcus, the proud father, along the wall. Liam stood at the front, radiating borrowed brilliance. I sat deliberately across from Margaret, folder in hand. He opened strong, company overview, market trends, buzzwords polished like silverware, heads nodded. Then came the projections. A neat line shot up in Q4, 40% growth in December. Margaret's eyebrow lifted. Walk me through the assumptions behind that acceleration. Liam didn't flinch. We've identified underpenetrated winter segments with targeted promotions. Which segments? Retirees, he said. The silence was sharp. Margaret tapped her tablet. 76% of your revenue comes from 25 to 34-year-olds. That's not a belief. It's our data. Liam's smile tightened. Sometimes internal views lag the market. Next slide, inventory optimization. Resort wear in December. Margaret's tone stayed cool. Projected from which locations? Midwest and Northeast. She looked up. Then why is your coefficient tagged Sunbelt 14? The room rippled. Liam stammered. Label artifact. The math is sound. It isn't. Margaret's eyes cut him open. Your Q4 sheet references AUD conversion. Why are you modeling U.S. coats in Australian dollars? Silence. Crestmont's CEO folded his hands. Do you understand our business, Mr. Foster? Liam blinked. No words. Then James turned to me. Emma, is there anything you'd like to add? 7 years of reflex to stay small flickered and died. I set my folder on the table, connected my laptop. On screen, the truth replaced his fantasy. 8% growth in Q3, 5% in Q4. Clean, modest, real. This projection accounts for 32 winters, I said, voice calm. Any model showing Q4 outpacing Q3 is misspecified. Retirees aren't the driver. Your core is 25 to 34, rising to 78% this quarter. Inventory weighted to outerwear matches climate data. Premium retention is 82%, not 18%. The other file inverted the denominator. Margaret nodded. That aligns with our view. James asked one question. How did we end up with that other version? I opened my folder. Preliminary drafts I keep for stress testing. They were accessed, renamed, and presented as final. 43 downloads over 4 weeks, each by Liam's login. Metadata trails intact. The room stilled. No drama, just facts. James stood. We'll take 10 minutes. The shift when the executives returned, the tide had already turned. We'll continue the engagement, James said, on one condition. Emma leads it. Effective immediately, Liam sputtered. With respect, that change midstream, Mr. Foster, James cut in, soft as a knife. You won't be speaking for us going forward. Even Marcus, his father, only nodded. Controlled. Defeated. The rest of the meeting was all logistics, deliverables, checkpoints, timelines. I walked them through the real roadmap, no theater, just clarity. By quarter's close, our corrected models hit nearly exact, 6.8% growth Q3, 4.9% Q4, inventory savings of $1.8 million. Margaret sent a note. Thank you for the transparency. Keep going. I printed it and slid it into my folder. Right, behind the access logs. Internally, Liam resigned to pursue new opportunities. A euphemism, Offices are fluent in those. And me? Marcus called me into his office. You'll lead data integrity across accounts. Title, budget, team. Write the rules. So I did. Ownership, version control, consequences. My kind of leadership. The lesson: I never set out to ruin him. I set out to protect my work, my name, and a client who deserved the truth. The trap only existed because he kept taking what wasn't his. What I learned is this: invisibility isn't weakness. It's a weapon. You see what others miss. You document what others assume. And when the light finally finds you, the truth does the heavy lifting. Now, when I write the first line of any brief, I always start the same way. Assumptions we can defend. It's not flashy, but it holds.